Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Roma Revolution. I'm Ben, and coming up on today's episode we have the second leg of our Europa League second knockout round tie against VfL Wolfsburg, and that is followed by the derby DELLA CAPITALE in Serie A against Lazio. But first, since the last episode, form has taken a bit of a dip. We are still unbeaten, but we've had 3 draws in a row. 2 in Serie A against Udinese and Parma, 2 teams that I did expect to beat. We were better in the Parma game than the Udinese game, but we couldn't get anything from either of them. That was then followed by a 1-1 draw in the first round, the first leg rather, of our Europa League game against Wolfsburg, and then we did manage to pick up an important Serie A win against Napoli, albeit a bit of a scrappy one, only 1-0. We scored late on through Spinazzola, but a game actually we did play well enough to win more than 1-0. And obviously a game today, or 2 games really today, that we have to win. We are now sitting 4th in Serie A, a good 6-point buffer between us and Napoli down in 5th. We are now 5 points, however, off of Lazio, so a win against them today would close that gap and maybe see us with more of a chance in finishing in the top 3. Milan are pretty much running away with the title. They are now 14 points clear of us and 8 points clear of Juventus. But before we get into Serie A, we obviously have got the Europa League to contend with, and this is the lineup we're going for in this Wolfsburg game. We've got Paul Lopez in goal, a back 4 of Zappacosta, Smalling, Mancini and Kolarov. Tonali is going to sit at the base of midfield with Diawara and Pellegrini in front of him, and then Zaniolo will play in front, behind Dzeko and Kalinic up front. We have switched back to more of a tiki-taka style, and obviously going for a diamond just to mix things up a little bit after those 3 draws. It did work against Napoli, and fingers crossed it can work today against Wolfsburg. Obviously 1-1 from the first leg, Wolfsburg therefore having that away goal, so we have to score here, so we've got to go from it from the off, and obviously to meet the vision of the board we've got to reach the final of this one, and obviously not getting past here would be a massive disappointment for us. If we win this, we have either Dinamo Zagreb or Besiktas, I believe it is, in the next round, so another winnable tie if we can get through. But obviously we do have to focus on Wolfsburg first, and if we can get past them, it would be a massive boost to our confidence and also in form after those a few tricky games. As I say, the draws, they were probably the worst 2 results in there. The draw away at home at Wolfsburg, probably not the ideal result, but was better. And then the Napoli game, we did play really well, but obviously could only just get past them 1-0. And the start here, we've not gone to Wolfsburg at all and given them anything. They've dominated the possession stats, dominated the shots. We need to be providing a little bit more. As I say, we have to score to go through, and the way we're playing at the moment doesn't look like we're going to do so. But we have got the first highlight of the game, and it's Smalling into Diawara, finds Tonali to Zaniolo, who has got space to run into ahead of him, and he does. Zaniolo still going. Zaniolo with the shot, well wide. Maybe not the best option to go for with the likes of Kalinic and Dzeko in front of him, but a good run nonetheless from Zaniolo. But now we see Wolfsburg for the first time through Roussillon on this left-hand side with the ball in. It's fallen to Stefan, who does nod it back to Tisserand, who's being hassled there by Pellegrini, who does okay. Kolarov does the cleaning up though and sends Dzeko on his way. Dzeko finds Zaniolo surging forward again. Can he do better this time? He's forced a save out of the keeper, so slightly better. Still not the goal, but a good little counter-attack from us there. And we have got the corner. Pellegrini tries to find Kalinic, who can't quite get his head on it, but he got it through Diawara. Tonali finds a brilliant ball out to Pellegrini, who's going to take on his man. He does really well, puts a cross in for Dzeko, who can't quite reach it. And there is a chance for Wolfsburg to break, but they can't do so, and we get it back. Can we get a goal from this attack? Kolarov, ball across to Dzeko. Squares it to Tonali, who has 2 bites at the cherry. But he can't quite score. And we're looking better. We've come back into the game here, as I say. Just 1 goal. That is all we need. But we're not going to get it at half-time. Slightly disappointing first half. I would want to see more from us. And hopefully we can have a better showing in the second half. Obviously, away goals, as it stands, we are out. And for that reason, I am going to go out and attack from the off in the second half. And we see Wolfsburg on the ball through Bracalo, but he can't quite stitch the play. And Kolarov steps in really well. And there's a chance for Kalinic to have a go. And it's again only straight at Castells in the Wolfsburg goal. None of us really playing as well as I would like us to. We're going to demand a little bit more. We're having our fair share of the game. We just need to make something from it. And Kalinic is fighting with Rasulon for the ball, who does come away with it. Camacho into Ozan Kabak. Stefan with an overlap here if they can find it, but they can't. They instead switch to the left-hand side and Rasulon to Bracalo. This goal could really kill the game here if they score, and Stefan does. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, that could be the goal that sends us out of the Europa League. Things really do need to change. No one having a good game. Bar, Tonali, Zaniolo struggling, Pellegrini struggling, Kanalic struggling, Zappacosta struggling. I think we're going to switch back to this one for the time being. We're going to make drastic changes in the middle. 2 on for Pellegrini, and obviously get Mert setting on to play at the back alongside them. Vertu's also going to switch roles with Diawara. We've really got to go for this, and we've got to go for it fast and hopefully get a goal back that obviously would equal out the away goals as well. But as you can see here, Rasulon, loads of room down the left-hand side, give it to Bracalo, ball across, and Stefan is there to tuck into the bottom corner. And I feel like we will have a bit of a mountain to climb here. We need to get creative. We have, however, got a long throw. Kolarov throws in. Dzeko is up and rises, and it's 1-1. Edin Dzeko has got a goal straight back for us, and that could be a massive goal in the tie. Kolarov with the long throw. Dzeko rises highest, and that could be a huge goal in this game with half an hour to go. Is that the goal that is going to see us push on and do more? Throw in again, Mancini to Kolarov, back to Mancini. Tries to fire it across but can't, but it has fallen to Tonali, who's nipped in really well. Out to Zappacosta, who's not having a good game on his right hand side, but can he repay us here? With a great ball in to Diawara, who hits it first time, and it is 2-1 Roma. Wolfsburg now needing 2 goals to go through. We've managed to turn the tie on its head in a matter of minutes. Zappacosta, who hadn't done much up to this point, finds Diawara at the back post, who on the volley first time hits the ball into the back of the net, and this tactic is seeming to work a lot better than the one we started with. And we're now 2-1 up on the night, 3-2 up on aggregate, and what looked like a likely exit from the competition with half an hour to go is now looking like we are in full control. We're going to make one last change just to shore things up. Kolarov just struggling for fitness a little bit, so Spinazzola can come on for him. I'm going to drop both him and Zappacosta back into a back 5. We're going to go for a balanced mentality just for the last 10 minutes of the game, just to see this one out. But a huge win this would be. Hopefully an upturn in form if we can get the result as well. We have got another highlight, Dzeko here. Back to Spinazzola, who finds Diawara with a great ball, and Diawara has been brought down in the area. Is this going to be a penalty? We're going to VAR, and it is. And this, ladies and gentlemen, if we can tuck the penalty away, could well be it. Vertu to take it. Vertu scores, and that should be the goal that definitely sees us through to the next round of the Europa League. And what a goal it was. Only obviously a penalty, but Vertu slots it really nicely into that bottom left-hand corner. And with half an hour to go, we really have managed to turn the game around since that point. The tactical changes seemingly worked. A good bit of managerial nous, it would seem, from myself, which is good to see on the channel. We have got another chance. Zappacosta has it stolen away from him from Rasulon, but it's only as far as Mert set in. Back to Zappacosta, who again loses out to Mamedi. But Vertu trying to hassle and get in there again. Godart into Weghorst, who plays a lovely ball out onto Tisserand. Is this going to be a chance for Wolfsburg, it would seem? Rasulon has it on the edge of the area to Zeva. To Gerhard again. Tisserand beats Spinazzola to it, and they do get a chance from it, but only straight at Paul Lopez. And we're seeing him again. Rasulon, Gerhardt going to take on his man. Really well blocked by, I believe that's Zappacosta, is Vertu, sorry, and it's out for a throw-in. Rasulon to Gerhardt to Mamedi. Diawara gathers. and is able to clear, but only as far as Zeva. Roussillon tries to get the ball across, but again, Zappacosta blocks really well. A few late presses from Wolfsburg late in the game, but time is ticking by, and I think we are very much almost there. A good tackle again from Kalinic. We've defended really well, it would seem, here. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. We are through after a scrappy 1-1 at home. We've come away to Wolfsburg, went 1-0 down on the hour mark, but Dzeko was able to cancel that out straight away. And from there, Diawara and Vetu saw out the victory. Really do appreciate the efforts. And now we've got to carry that form on to the Derby della Capitale against Lazio. And I'll see you for that one in a second. Here we go then, it's Derby Day and we're switching back to the 5-3-2 that saw us through the end of the game against Wolfsburg. The team looks like this: Paul Lopez in goal, Kolarov, Mancini, Smalling, Settin and Zappacosta make up a back five. Pellegrini, Tonali and Cristante in the middle, with Dzeko and Kalinic up front. Let's get into it then. The big day, a big game. Lazio obviously sitting in third, us sitting in fourth. A win today would obviously go a long way to us closing the gap on them above. Obviously 5 points at the moment. If we could reduce that to 2, we would have also played most of the big teams once we have played this game. All of the teams around us we have sort of played, bar the likes of Inter. So a real chance, if we can close the gap and with a fairly easy run in, that we could hopefully maybe pip them to third place. But we've got to win them, beat them here today first, and fingers crossed we can. And we've got an early highlight with Mancini. Kolarov on this left-hand side. Down to Kalinic. Back to Kolarov, who whips a great ball into Zappacosta at the back post, who shoots across the goal, and Kalinic does the same. Is it going to ball for Pellegrini? It doesn't. But a bright start we've made, and this tactic really did seem to work when we changed to it against Wolfsburg, and hopefully we can see similar results today. But they have got a throw, and it's Correa. Out to Lazzari, ball in. Zappacosta does really well, and we do just need to push up and press Radu, and we are. It's to Acerbi, back to Radu, Lulic, Radu. Really good pressing again. They're just knocking it around, but they have played a really good ball out onto their right-hand side, and Kolarov, by the looks of it, has given away a penalty, but we are going to VAR. Kolarov tackling Lazzari on the edge of the box as he was surging through. It could be an early penalty in the derby. The referee having a look at this one. What's he going to say? I think it's going to be... It's not a penalty. We've got away with it. It might well be a free kick on the edge of the area that we're going to see, and it is. So still a chance we've got to defend, but it wasn't a penalty, and we have defended it really well and actually do have a chance to break if Smalling can put Tonali in. He doesn't, but Zappacosta with loads of room on the right-hand side. Can he get past his man? He can't. We got away with it, no penalty, defended the corner really well. Shame we couldn't manufacture a chance out of the break, but we've had more of the shots, more of the good chances early on in the game. If we could just put one away and win the derby, obviously a big game in the calendar, massive game over in Italy, and obviously of course for Roma and Lazio fans. And Kolarov with the throw. Kalinic heads on, it's falling to Dzeko, who puts it in, and we are 1-0 up in the derby. Edin Dzeko with his 14th goal of the season. Kalinic with a great assist from a Kolarov long throw. Kalinic wins his header. Dzeko's there to put it away. And it's 1-0 Roma after 30 minutes. We've only allowed Lazio to have one shot. We've really dominated the game with regards to coming forward and getting the chances. Not quite so much in the possession. It's been fairly even there. And it looks like we're going to have another chance before half-time in the same form. But are they going to break on us? They've got a chance through Parolo, who plays it to Lazzari. Back to Ramos. We've stopped them breaking quickly, which is good. Radu here. Just playing it back between the keeper. Can we beat Correa to it? Mancini does, but we don't win the second ball. And Lazzari now has a chance to run at us on this right-hand side. He gets the ball across. Immobile, it's fallen to Lulic. And we unfortunately conceded. Lazio only with their second chance of the game, I think. And we've been unable to hold on to this 1-0 lead until half-time. Lazzari powering down this right-hand side. Gets the ball across. Immobile holds up really well. Paul Lopez nowhere to be seen in the goal. And Lulic can put us past us. Their first shot on target. A little bit frustrating, seeing we have had the better of the half. And it feels disappointing to go in at 1-1. But hopefully if we can dominate like we did in the first half, we should be able to see off Lazio, and we have got an early corner. Pellegrini with the ball into Kanalic. I think it's cleared off the line, but it's fallen to Mancini, and we've come out all guns blazing after half time, and we have restored the 1-0 lead that we had. Pellegrini with the corner in, Kalinic again winning the header, but cleared off the line. Dzeko then winning it, and Mancini in acres of space with an easy tap in, and that is always what we need. Just coming out of half time, settle the nerves a little bit and get that 1-goal lead that we had before going into the break. Again, we've really dominated by the looks of it. Come out here and Zappacosta with a long throw. Mancini's going to win this one, and it's fallen to Kanalic, it's fallen to Smalling. Again, a 2-goal cushion would be great. I know, obviously, as I say, we have dominated the ball, but in games like this, where we've had 16 shots, 12 on target, we would have hoped to put away more than just the 1 goal. Cristante struggling in the middle of the park, so I'm going to bring him off, and Vetu is going to come on in his place. That will do for now. Kolarov actually struggling for fitness, so he can come off, and Spinazzola on this left-hand side. 20 minutes to go. Can we hold on for a big Derby Day win? As I say, that would keep us 6 points ahead of Napoli, but more importantly, take us only 2 points behind Lazio in third. Obviously, fourth place, you're not guaranteed to be in the European group stages. It all depends on who does win that Europa League. So hopefully we would be able to make it still in fourth. But obviously, third would be much better to give us an assured place. Tonali, he has had a good game, but he is struggling again for fitness. So Vetu is going to come on for him. Diawara and Vetu can switch over as so. And with 10 minutes to go, can we just see this one out? We've really dominated the game, it would seem. And Zappacosta again with the long throw. Dzeko rises, but it has gone over the bar, and it'll be a goal kick to Lazio. With 5 minutes to go, fingers crossed we can hold on. I feel we would be hard done by if we don't get the win in this game, but they do have a late free kick, and Johnny gets it across, and Lazio hit the bar. Spinazzola clears. It's only fallen as far as Johnny, but Pellegrini has a chance to put Kalinic away, and can Kalinic secure the win for us? He can! A free kick on this right-hand side for Lazio. It spelt danger. They did hit the bar from it, but Pellegrini gathered the ball on the edge of the area. Kanalic beats his man to it, and is cool as you like. 3-1 Roma, a big Derby Day win for all the fans to enjoy. We've dominated the game. It's been well deserved. And fingers crossed the form is just improving from those runner draws that we had between the two episodes. It looks like we're going to have one last chance at the end, are we? Mancini's on it here at the back. He tries to find Spinazzola, but it's a poor ball, and Lazio have a chance to come back at us. Lazzari, Pellegrini and Diawara are holding him up really well in the midfield, but he has got it to Marusic, who is tackled by Spinazzola, but it has only fallen as Radu. A Serbi at the back. A great ball to Lazzari, if he can keep it in, and he does. Spinazzola's got to be careful here. It's Immobile, it's wide. We keep the 2-goal cushion, only 1 minute left of added time to go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a Derby Day win in Serie A. Completely dominant home performance, equal in the possession stakes, but we made the ball count and we slotted the chances away when they mattered. It keeps us in fourth, but as I said, it puts us only 2 points behind Lazio in the league. And with a slightly easier run of games to come, hopefully we can build on our points total. I'll be next with you. Let's go for the second leg of the quarter-final against Besiktas, and we'll follow that up with a game against Torino in the league. But I hope you have enjoyed that episode. 2 really good wins to see us progress in the Europa League and edge ever closer to a Champions League spot in Serie A. Of course, if you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager content. And thank you all for coming along and watching.